It is SNL. And you know what that means. It's the Sunday Night League. It's Formula X season number 10. This is the penultimate round, round 11. And because it was the Indy 500 weekend, we are back for the first time since season number 5 at Blue Moon Bay for the Blue Moon Bay 100. 100 laps of the chicken nugget are about to be sent to your eyes for your viewing pleasure. In terms of the championship, this is what it looks like. Bunnies is the leader. He got his first ever finish outside the top 10 last time out, finishing 14th on the road after a penalty. He is at the top for McLaren with 250 points. He has a 36-point lead over Gasman, who has 214. The Ferrari driver basically needs to be on the podium and Bunny's lower down in the race to make this championship go down to the final round at Suzuka. Third is Ajax in the Renault with 164 points. The defending champion pretty safe there in third because he's got 22 points over Jam in fourth in the Jordan. In fifth place is Morcherry on 128, and Morcherry, unfortunately, he's on holiday. For us, I mean, it's great that he's on holiday for himself. So his place at Team Lotus has been taken by DJ Lynch for the final two races. DJ Lynch, first time racing in SNL. Sixth in the championship has been the impressive Bailey, first podium ever this season at Dragon Trail, 124 points for the Red Bull driver. Seventh, the winner last time out, Ragemus, 121 points. 2 wins this season have contributed to that. Eighth is Ben, another new time winner, 108 points in the Benetton. Ninth, the impressive Bondamus, still on that hunt for the podium, 104 points for the Team Lotus driver. 10th is Yafax, who isn't here, the Alfa Romeo driver, on 93 points. Tied with the Punisher on 93 points as well, the Ferrari driver having a very impressive season, trying to push for that top 10 at the end. 12th is Rob on drums, also trying to get into that top 10, the Benetton driver, 80 points there. So it is very close for the top 10 finish in the season. Christo, the McLaren driver, 45 points, no longer racing with us. 14th is Aloe on 43 points in the Red Bull, a season Aloe will want to forget. Mr. Smith is in 15th on 41 points in the Renault. 16th, Slenderfella, another driver who we're used to seeing on podiums and fighting in that top 10. He's down in 16th, 34 points for the Jordan driver. Alpha Capri in his first season, he's the new McLaren driver, 30 points for him. And that is the Drivers' Championship. The Teams' Championship is incredibly close as well. In fact, 3 points separate the top two. McLaren have 310 points and Ferrari have 307. It's incredibly tight for the Team Championship. That will go down to the wire surely to Suzuka. Team Lotus are in third with 232 points. They're ahead of Alfa Romeo by 8 points on 224. Renault are then 19 points behind them on 205. Benetton have then got a 17-point gap of 188 points. Jordan are 12 points behind them on 176 points, and 11 points behind Jordan are Red Bull on 167. That is the championship standings going into this race. We have a 36-point gap between the top two in the Drivers' Championship, Bunnies and Gasman. Let's have a look and see what happens on the grid. It was a one-lap qualifying session, and because we're in America, of course, we've got an American on pole. His first ever Formula X pole position. It is Rob on drums. He qualified on softs. He has all hards for the race. That is a common strategy here at the Blue Moon Bay. All hards. So well done to Rob on his first ever pole position in Formula X. It is a rolling start, so the driver's a little bit further back than normal. Second on the grid, Alpha Capri's first front row in Formula X. Soft tyres for qualifying. He has soft mediums for this race in the McLaren. In third place, it's a long way to find him. There he is. is Mr. Smith, his best ever qualifying session for the Renault driver. Hards for him in qualifying, all hards for the race as well. So his best qualifying and a Jeff Gordon helmet too for an oval race. Fourth place, Regimus Prime in the Alfa Romeo. He qualified on the hard tyres and he has all hards for this race as well. In fifth place, as we find them, they're always scattered about, is the championship leader, Bunnies. He qualified on the hards. He has medium hards for the race too. So he has a different strategy to those around him after having to run all hards at Spa. So he's fifth. He's ahead of his championship rival, Gasman, on the grid. Sixth place is Bailey in the Red Bull. The force was strong with him. Sixth on the grid, medium tyres, all hards for the race. Seventh place on the grid is Ben. Ben qualified on the hard tyres. Hard as well for him in the race. Eighth place, Ajax, the defending champion in the Renault, has medium tyres and medium hards for the race. Ninth place on the grid is Jam in the Jordan. He qualified on hard tyres and all hards for the race as well. We'll talk about the gaps in qualifying as well, because it being an oval, this grid is incredibly close. 10th place on the grid was Aloy, soft tyres for him, all hards for the race. The top 10 were covered by less than 0.2 of a second around the oval. 11th place, just missing out on the top 10, was the Punisher. Medium tyres for him, medium hard for the race. 12th place on the grid is... Oh, this is where it goes a bit odd. 12th place on the grid is Slenderfella. Hards for the qualifying, medium hard for the race. We then look for Gasman, the driver second in the championship, down in 13th on the grid. Hard tyres for him, medium hard for the race today. 14th place is Bondimus Prime in the Lotus. The Lotus looking slightly different as we have more Cherry on holiday. So the Lotus there of Bondimus, hards for him and all hards for the race, and he is joined by the debutant DJ Lynch in the second Lotus. 15th on the grid and all hards for qualifying, and the race will pull away. So you can see the look of all the cars ready for the rolling start here at Blue Moon Bay. 100 laps of this impressive oval. They'll be racing at speeds of around 180 to 190 miles an hour all time. Your left foot basically takes a break for an hour. So that is the standings. We'll go through the tyres as they start the race. And we'll get underway here for the 100 laps of Blue Moon. For the Blue Moon 100. Rob on drums will lead them from Alpha Capri, Mr. Smith, Regimus and Bunnies. As the countdown starts, they will go when the flag drops, and off we go. Rob on drums straight away on the overtake as they pull away from the start. Hards, obviously, from Rob on drums. Mr. Smith goes up into second. He's using that overtake really aggressively and has got himself second. There's a gap already pulling, though, from Rob on drums, as we see drivers then starting to pick their lane. Mr. Smith second, Alpha Capi's now second, Regimus in fourth. It's going to be chaos. Ben in fifth, Bailey sixth. You see some drivers going high. We're on board with Bailey. He can see drivers all around him. He's got Bunnies on his left, Regimus on the right, and no clowns to the right in the middle as Bailey goes across the line. Alpha Capri leads then after lap one. He's on the overtake. He's used a quarter of the overtake already, but Rob on drums on the outside as they go into turn one. This is such a tricky corner with everyone so close together as we see a few cars just clipping the barrier on the exit, and Bailey has a bit of damage. So what happened to Bailey going into turn one? We're on board with Bailey. In he goes. He's just a bit wide. Oh, Was there attack from behind? Not sure. Let's go and have a look from Ajax point of view. Oh, there's a bit of, I think that's a bit of lag from Bailey and Ajax. The Punisher 10th, Gazman in 11th, so we've got everybody close together as we go back to the front of the field. Everyone fighting side by side. You'll appreciate that it's very hard to... Oh, Alpha Capri going up the inside. So everyone are going high. Ben deciding to go a little bit higher than others. Let's go on board with Ben. You can see cars all over the circuit, fanning out, trying to find the right lane to be in. Ben goes for the middle into turn 1. They all survive. Turn 1 once more. Ragemus now leading, as in the background you can see some drivers. We saw Slender Fella having a little bit of a moment coming out turn 1, but they're all still quite close. The Ferraris, though, have to work together. They've got to get themselves attached. The Punisher has a little bit of a gap to this top 8 at the front of the field. It's not what you want this early on, to lose the pack. It's crucial to just stay in this top group. Ragemus leads then from Rob on drums, but it's all immaterial really at this stage of the race. Ben running wide through turn 1. It likes the higher line, it seems. Jam now up into 4th place, dropping down as he hasn't got the slipstream of those around him. Mr. Smith taking the bump. He'll go through turn number 2. All squabbling. In fact, Gazman has managed to get himself attached to the back of this field. So Gazman has made contact with the top 8 to make it a top 9. You can see gaps starting to happen. He's set the fastest lap by 6/10. And look at the gap between him and his teammate now. The Punisher is in a little bit of trouble. Bailey looking up the inside. And Lowy trying to bump. Bailey joining that train to go back to the front of the field. 2 Benettons now lead. Rob on drums and Ben. They're going to try and pull away from the rest of this pack. The Benettons working together, trying to get through. You can see 2 Renaults, 2 McLarens, a Jordan and a Ferrari in this top group now, as well as the Alfa Romeo of Alpha Capri. Ragemus Prime. Alpha Capri was in the Alfa Romeos. We see a little bit of contact lost with Mr. Smith. So Mr. Smith having to use a little bit more overtake to get onto the back, but they're still in contact. As top 9 are all happily going along. Lap number 6 of 100. So we've got some drivers going high, some going low. Through turn number 3 with Mr. Smith on the overtake. He decides to go on the outside. That will lose him a lot of places. As we see the Renault dropping down. He was in about 4th. He's now in 8th according to the ticker on the left hand side. They go through turn number 1 once more. DJ Lynch just dropping off the back of the field. He has just jumped in though. Slender Fella 41-1, he's dropped off from the back of Bondimus. The Punisher, Aloe and Bailey, they're stuck right now. They've lost contact with the top 9. This is not what the Red Bulls would want to see. A pack as strong as 9 at the front, and they've lost contact with them. As again, they go through turn number 1. Oh, Ben's hit the wall. That's not going to help everyone behind chasing. So Rob on drums has hit the wall. Did anybody else get damage? It doesn't look like they did. And then we have Bailey. That gap is quite big. So Jam now at the back of this field. As at the front we see Ajax now taking the lead. He's got Bunnies behind him. So they're running high and fast. We go into lap number 9. Ajax leading them from Bunnies, Rob on drums, and Ben going round the outside of his teammate into turn 1. Once more they go, fanning out. Alpha Capri on board with the McLaren drivers in the middle of the pack. You can see on his left-hand side, he's got the Alfa Romeo of Ragemus just there. We're on board with Ragemus on that inside line. He's got Mr. Smith ahead of him. He's trying to use the slipstream to get past Alpha Capri, having to go wide. We'll see Gasman run past him. And we see the Jordan. No, the Jordan tucks back up into the line. So they're all line astern as they start looking. Turn 1 though, they fan out slightly. Slightly different lines being used through turn 1 as Mr. Smith now is being ambushed by other drivers. He's dropped down to the back of the line. He's now 9th. They all follow one by one through turn number 2. See the gap to Bailey, and Mr. Smith is about 3.5 seconds, so it is growing bit by bit. You can see now this top 9 just lined up, going across the start-finish straight onto lap number 11. So we've done 10% of the race so far. Ajax leads the field. He's pulling away slightly from Rob on drums, but Rob on drums will use the slipstream. There he goes, going for the inside into turn number 2. Will he be helped by his teammate Ben? Not quite, as they go 3 wide behind, in fact 4 wide. Here's a little bit of the action. So Rob on drums and Ben leading for Benetton again once more. Mr. Smith having a look on the outside of everybody else. He's got no overtake left though. Bunnies goes up into 3rd as they all start to filter round. It is absolute chaos here at Blue Moon Bay as we see Ragemus has actually jumped ahead of a lot of drivers. What happened there with everyone? Mr. Smith has spun. Let's go on board with Mr. Smith then, on board with the American. 3rd place as he crossed the line. It became 4th. And then he started to get swamped. He tried to get back into the line. A little bit of contact with Renault. And then he hits a McLaren. And has he been collected? He has. Oh, he has been collected. What happened? We'll go on board with the McLaren into turn 1. And oh no. And that's the danger of turn 1 here at Blue Moon Bay. You go through there side by side. You are asking for trouble. And unfortunately, it's bitten Mr. Smith. So that's our first victim of turn 1 this race. Ben in the lead then, as we see the pack of 9 becomes a pack of 8 on lap number 12. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already this season. A very different type of racing here. Rob on drums dropping down, but he gets a nice little bump off Ajax in the Renault. So we've got 2 Benettons. 1 McLaren, 1 Renault, 1 Alfa Romeo, 1 Ferrari, and 1 Jordan in this top 7 now, as it becomes. Alpha Capri has just lost the back of this field. He's on his own now, and he'll find that it's really difficult. Aloe, Bailey, and the Punisher will be seeing their next target, and that will be Alpha Capri. He's all alone. Will be better, probably, holding himself back a bit as Bunnies now takes the lead here at Blue Moon Bay. The Renault going up the inside of turn 1 as they all fan out once more. Ajax taking the lead, Ben 2nd. Rob on drums down to 5th. Let's go at the back of the field on board with Jam in 7th place. He's on the overtake, just making sure that he stays with this pack. I say it calms down, and then it doesn't. Let's have a look at the tyres. Hards for Ajax, hards for Ben, hards for Bunnies, hards for Ragemus, hards for Rob on drums, hards for Gasman, hards for Jam, mediums for Alpha Capri, hards for Aloe, and you can see this group has now become a 4 as they try and work together to get back onto that bunch, but there's not much working together happening. They're all on different lines. Aloe hards, Punisher hards, Mr. Smith is on hards. What is Bailey on? He's on hards. Bondimus is on hards, as he now has Mr. Smith for company. Slenderfella in 14th. He's had a little bit of an issue, and DJ Lynch in 15th place. The leaders cross the line now. Ajax leading with Bunnies and Jam. A small gap forming to Ben. They go through turn 1. Rob on drums now ahead of his teammate. His teammate going down to 7th place. All of a sudden, after turn 1, he's going to have to keep in that slipstream. No overtake being used though. Gasman has used overtake, so has Ragemus. A little bit of Rob on drums. Jam has used some. Bunnies has not. Neither has Ajax. So all about keeping in this slipstream, trying to hold position. So Bunnies there in 2nd, Jam in 3rd, Rob on drums 4th. We approach lap number 17. We've still got a group of 7 at the front of this race. Put in the comments who you think is going to win this. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you everyone that's watching us live right now on this bank holiday Monday in the UK. Ajax leading the field, Rob on drums, then getting past Jam. So, Rob on drums, Ragemus, Jam, Gasman having to catch up a little bit. A bit of a gap forming and go on board with the Ferrari driver through turn number 3. He's got the help of Ben though, trying to close that gap up. They will catch it if they keep working together. A bit of overtake being used by Gasman as well to try and get the gap down. 190 miles an hour we saw. A peak, we just missed out with Jam as they went into turn 1. It's a little lift. As we see at the front, Ajax at the front of the field with Bunnies once more. Rob on drums in 3rd. What is happening with Aloe, Alpha Caffrey, the Punisher? They're working together. They've dropped Bailey though. So Bailey has dropped off. Mr. Smith and Bondamus trying to work together once more. Bondamus has no overtake remaining. He's got a grey light above his head. It is out. Whilst Mr. Smith has a red light at the front of the field. Ajax has used a small amount of overtake, it would seem, or maybe none at all. Keeping on, that top pack is incredibly important as we see Ajax now first. Ben in 5th, Rob on drums 3rd. So the American who started on pole is now 3rd. We're on board with the pole sitter as he goes along the start-finish line, getting bump drafted. He's got Ragemus on his inside, having a look, but Ragemus has got Ben on his outside, has to hold the line. Ben is there, Ben getting a nice draft, but it's in no man's land once more. And that means the Ferrari of Gasman can overtake. And so does Jam. So Ben, just a small position, but he's down to 7th. He was looking at 3rd into turn 1. So lap number 20 is complete. Nobody making a pit stop yet. 2 stops today, 3 sets of tyres. They also have to refuel at this race. It's the one race of the season where refueling is a must. We will see what the drivers decide to do with that tactic here. Jam back up to 4th as Rob on drums down to 5th. Ben 6th. Ragemus 7th. His top 7 are a long way ahead of their rivals now. About 8 seconds in 21 laps. They all go low. In fact, 3 drivers are in. Ajax, Jam and Bunnies. Now let's see what happens here then. Let's go on board with Jam. Going through, so Jam saw the other 2 pit, decided to follow them in. Nobody else has done so, so that means we've got a group of 4 now at the front of the field. Rob on drums, Gasman, Ben and Ragemus. They need to work together now. So 3 cars pitting. Ajax coming out. He's got Bunnies completely inside him at one point. Jam looks like he's closed up the gap. After that pit stop, the Jordan crew must have worked incredibly hard. So Jam getting into the slipstream. He's ahead of Slenderfella. As we see Mr. Smith and Bailey, there is a pit stop happening up ahead. It's Rob on drums. So Rob on drums has gone an extra lap. He's trying to join the rest of the field. Ben, Ragemus and Gazman. So this is the thing with oval racing. It's about how you react to other people. Ben, Ragemus and Gazman, they're trying to work together now. Although Ragemus and Ben are side by side through turn number 2. They're all almost side by side. Gazman pushing Ben along, trying to get them moving forward. Ragemus up his inside. Where did Rob on drums feed out? Rob on drums is a little bit behind. As we then see the earlier stoppers, they're in traffic now. Bondimus is ahead of Ajax and Bunnies. And he's got the attention. In fact, Jam is on the back of those two as well that pitted. As coming out of the pits comes Ben. So this is the reactions. So Ben comes out just behind Mr. Smith and just ahead of Rob on drums. Ben has to get up to speed though, as they now start pushing. Can they bump draft each other again, those Benettons? They need to work hard together, because up ahead of them, you can see Ajax is in the pits. Then is Gazman, the Ferrari driver, comes in a couple of laps later. The hards are being used. Is this a reaction to what he has seen happening? So Bunnies is now 5th, Jam 6th, Bondimus is 7th, Ajax is in 8th. Bondimus will be hoping to stay with this pack. From the early group, Bondimus going for a move on the inside of Jam. Jam has the slipstream of Bunnies, which has helped him stay ahead. Ajax going high. He cannot do anything about Bondimus though. Bondimus is in the slipstream now. But Lotus, say, looking slightly different. An updated paint job for the Lotus crew. As they become a group of 4. Bondimus inside that group at the front of the field. Ragemus, he's all alone. A 41.0 for him on lap number 25. That is over a second slower than what he was running, and it's definitely 2 seconds slower than what he was running in the pack. Aloe in second place. He's got Alpha Capri and the Punisher joining him. They're trying to get themselves closer to the race leader, but they are catching, I think, as we cross the line. We'll see what the gap is. It's about 7 seconds, so at points it was around 8 or 9, so they are catching, working together. You can see a second a lap quicker by working. And they're running a rough pace, the same as Bunnies, Jam, Ajax and Bondimus as well. Bondimus just dropping a little bit further back. As we see the two Benettons working together now. So they've got to work together to try and get to the front pack, but they've only got 2 of them working. Rob on drums goes a little bit higher than his teammate. So the Benettons 9th and 10th, Bailey on his own in 11th, Slenderfellow 12th on his own. Gazman is in 13th place. So what's happened to Gazman? Gazman's lost a lot of time here. DJ Lynch is in 14th. Mr. Smith is at the back of the field. He's made a pit stop. He had a lap 46.8, so something's happened there. Ragemus then leading the field, all on his own. And he dives into the pits then on lap number 28, getting rid of his hard tyres. That will mean Aloe will now lead the race in the Red Bull. So the Red Bull leading the field is setting 39.6s, so this is working now. 39.6, 39.6 as well. But this is what you need. 3 drivers just bump drafting each other. A group of 3 really is powerful around this circuit. Jam is behind them. And what is the comparison in lap times? So it's comparable. They're not closing. These 3, so bump drafting, finding a little group, working together. That is what it's about here at Blue Moon Bay as we complete lap number 29. And Aloe sets his fastest lap of the race. Still not near Gazman, a 38.9 for Gazman. Early on in the race, as we see Jam in 4th, Ajax going up the inside of turn number 1. Ajax in 4th, Jam 5th, Bunny's in 6th. They've pulled away from Bondamus. Bondamus losing a little bit of time. His tyre's starting to fade possibly. And he's lost the slipstream. 2 Benettons though, and not bumping all the way. They're quite far away from each other at points. And that's showing in their lap times a little bit. So 40.4. Bailey, he's now got Ragimus, who's just done a pit stop behind him. Ragimus collecting him. And they've done a 40.5, so they're catching, well, not much actually. They're doing about the same as the Benettons ahead. The Benettons using some overtake to try and attach themselves to Bondamus. Bondamus is a sitting duck for the Benettons. So, Bondamus in 7th place. He's been caught up by the Benettons. Ben will then start bump drafting him. Off he goes. Bumping, keeping themselves together. They're making a group of 3. We've seen how effective that is, because at the front of the field, Aloe has got his group of 3 of Alpha Capri and the Punisher. They're working together. 49.4 for Aloe last time. He's setting his best laps of the race. It's the same for Alpha Capri. Alpha Capri, though, going for the move out of turn number 3. Alpha Capri actually taking the lead from Aloe, but Aloe then holding the line on the outside. What does the Punisher do? The Punisher decides to follow Aloe, and they keep together. Okay, so Ajax 39.3, 39.0, so they're running a little bit quicker than the group that they're chasing. There's a few more shuffles happening in this group, I think. Personally, it's nice to be in the back of the group or the middle. Just staying in those positions really helps. If you end up fighting, Punisher's just lost the back of the drivers ahead of him. He'll get the slipstream though. Can he get there? It will help that Alpha Capri and Aloe are sort of fighting each other. It is only lap number 34 of 100, so there's a long way to go. Gasman had an accident with the pit lane, we've had reports. That is why he is so far down. We can pass to Ted in the pits, but unfortunately his mic is not working, so we can't pass to Ted. Sorry, Ted. He's not there for us, but we've had reports from Ted in the pit lane that there was a crash in the pit lane for Gasman. He hit the pit wall, and another car was involved in that as well. That might be something the stewards have to look into. Regius in 10th place, so Gasman all the way down in 11th. This is not looking good for his championship hopes. He's got to finish ahead of Bunnies, and at the moment Bunnies is a long way up. You can see DJ Lynch is getting laps, so DJ Lynch letting the leaders through, and Lowy leading, but as I say that, Alpha Capri then leads. So they've gone on to lap number 36, medium times for Alpha Capri, the hards for Aloe, the Punisher in 3rd, and then Ajax is catching. Ajax goes to the inside. Jam and Bunnies following along. DJ Lynch sees the race leaders go past him. So previously lapped cars can't bump draft, but DJ Lynch could bump draft if he were close enough. Obviously he can't race the leaders, he can bump with them and hold position. He's going quite high though, but he's setting some of his best lap times. On board with the Lotus. just losing the back of that pack now. Mr. Smith down in 15th place. So Alpha Capri leads the field for McLaren. He's getting his first taste of leading here in SNL. Got a nice bump draft buddy in a Lowy. This is what you need. They were fighting though, you can see that lap 36 at 40.4, and then when they've worked together they've gone a second quicker. It's all about keeping with your partner, working hard together. They're catching Bailey. So Bailey's a lap down. He has done his pit stop. He's on another set of hard tyres. Is he going to make life easy for his teammate? Yes, he does. He goes low, keeps out of the way of those drivers lapping him. So lets them through. The gap. Ajax is going to make contact very soon. And here comes the Renault. It's now a group of 3. Oh, as they go a little bit. And Ajax takes fastest lap. Wow. Jam in second. Bunny's in third. So they all overtook Alpha Capri and Aloe. So now we have a group of 5 at the front of the field once more. Ajax leading from Jam, followed by Bunnies, followed by Aloe, followed by Alpha Capri. On board with the McLaren driver, on board with the Renault, the Red Bull, as the Punisher now stops on lap number 40 into 41. Oh my word, Bunnies somehow managing to keep the car pointing the right way. Bit of contact with Aloe, he uses a bit of overtake to try and get back onto the field. He's got Alpha Capri and Aloe side by side though behind him. But Aloe's going to help Bunnies catch onto the back of the top 2 once more. Again, the power of the bump draft. Rob on drums and Ben, they're in 6th and 7th. Trying to get themselves closer. Bondemus just trying to keep hold of the back of that slipstream. On board with the loads of traffic, just in the slipstream, just about. He's got to try and keep with those Benettons though. He's gone a long way on the hards. As the Punisher came out, he's on the mediums. So he's going medium towards the end. Raginus on the hards in 10th place with Gasman in a bit of a pickle. He has been lapped by Ajax and Jam. He's got a Lowy just behind him. And he goes up high. A Lowy down low. No. So, there goes Aloe up the inside. There's the 2 McLarens as well. And that is a sight that Gasman will not like to see. He has been lapped by his championship rival. Gasman in 11th and Bunnies in 5th. They are nose to tail, but there's a lap between them. So back at the front of the field, Ajax leading. He's got Jam behind him. They're catching Mr. Smith now as Bondemus comes into the pit. So Bondemus finally stops on lap number 43 into 44. Mr. Smith keeping out of the way. Alpha Capri's got attached. So Alpha Capri is joining this lead group. They're moving away from Aloe now. The Bunnies just behind him. What are the 2 Benettons doing? How are they doing in their fight? They're 11 seconds behind Bunnies, so they're not close enough. Where's Bondemus fed out? Bondemus in 9th is on his own. He's got Ragemus trying to catch him up though. So they're fed out on their own. You can see the changing in the lap times. Got Bailey and DJ Lynch. DJ Lynch trying to highline, goes too low on the apron, gets a little bit of dirt on the tyres, but then he's got an opportunity on Bailey. Will he make a move? He does the bumping. So Bailey in 12 getting a bump draft friend. There we go, through turn 1. Mr. Smith is on his own, back at the front of the field though. Ajax Jam Bunnies has now got ahead of Alpha Capri and Aloe. It is very close though between this top 5. They go across the line. Alpha Capri in the train. Aloe just behind, trying to keep that contact up. Up the inside of Aloe, a little bit of contact on board with R2D2. Those hard tyres, they've done nearly half the race on these hards. They're looking a little bit worn. On the right hand side, as we take load through the banking, the left hand side starts to pick up as well. You can see a bit of blistering appearing. Top 5 there, nose to tail once more. So we've got top 5. Aloe looking up the inside though, and then tucks back into the slipstream. I think this is Aloe's tactic, just to stay at the back of the group, but just make sure he doesn't end up running into the back of anyone. We've got Alpha Capri though, is trying to use the overtake to catch onto the back. He's just lost a tiny bit of contact, and Aloe's not close enough to him to bump. This could be crucial. This could be where contact is lost. The McLaren bumping as Jam goes into the lead. Ajax then takes the lead, going into turn 1. But they've made contact. Alpha Capri's got back onto the back of his teammate. So they've made the contact. They're approaching Ragemus in 10th place. So Ragemus in 10th. He's going to get lapped as everyone goes up the inside of him. So everyone's up the inside. Ragemus now in a difficult position because he's now in the pack of leaders. Ajax in first, Jam second, Bunnies third as they go into lap number 50. Oh! Bondimus, I think, has been overtaken by Ragemus. We go on board with the Lotus. So he's in 9. He sees the blue flags. Does he back out into turn 1? Yes, he does. He takes his foot half off the quarter, and Ragemus, who's in that group, has just bumped past him. So Bondimus letting past the leaders, and Ragemus moves himself up into 9. He's hidden inside there. Bondimus will be thinking, what on earth happened there? Gasman just on the back of Bondimus now. Bailey with his friend DJ Lynch, or the DJ Lynch running a little bit wide. They're trying to get as far as they can. So Ajax, Jam and Bunnies, they've made a bit of a gap now. Aloe and Alpha Capri have just lost a little bit of time on that lap. Rob on drums and Ben currently 6th and 7th. So what does Aloe do now? Aloe's got to work with Alpha Capri to try and catch onto the back, but Alpha Capri going up the inside at turn number 2. You can see up ahead, Bunny's having a little look, possibly at Jam. So this train, they've got a group of 3. Oh, a little bit of touching happening with Ajax and Jam. Alpha Capri trying to catch up, 39.3. Set the same time as those that he's chasing. Aloe though going up the inside. They're trying to do the shuffle. Thank you everyone that's watching live here on the bank holiday. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And in they come then, Aloe Alpha Capri. In they come, they've done 52 laps here at the Oval. They're going to lose out, I think, to Rob on drums and Ben in the Benettons. So, Ajax, Jam and Bunnies have stopped. Opportunistic dive into the pits, helping them initially. Rob on drums in 4th, and 5th is Ben. Alpha Capri feeds out in 6th, and he's a long way ahead. That's because Aloe has done his fuel stop. So Aloe has done a fuel stop. He's lost time though, and lost contact with Alpha Capri. So the Punisher in 8th place. That's a long gap actually between him. It's about half a lap. Somebody else is pitting. Who is that? That is DJ Lynch. He's put full fuel in. No need for that. That might explain a few of his problems. So he's fueled it. No need here. So Ajax, first place. With Jam and Bunnies in 3rd. They're pulling away now. Rob on drums. About 15, 16 seconds the gap now. So we've got top 3, then we've got 4th and 5th. And then we've got a gap of about 3 seconds between Ben and Alpha Capri, and he has got Mr. Smith in between him as well. We see Aloe. How much time did he lose? He lost about 4 seconds in his pit stop by refueling when Alpha Capri didn't. The Punisher has got Ragimus with him as a partner, so the 2 Italian marks, the Ferrari of the Punisher and the Alfa Romeo of Ragimus, bumping along once more. Bondimus in 10th place. He's got Gasman in 11th and Bailey 12th. Slenderfella keeping 13th place open. Tom is DJ Lynch in 14th, and Mr. Smith, what was popping into the pit? Someone has pitted. Aloe has stopped. So Aloe, I think, is doing a very short second stint and popping into the pits. Does he refuel? We'll watch the Red Bull crew. Don't think he will. Or a little bit of fuel. Tiny bit of fuel in. Not much though. It's a tiny bit of fuel just to top up. So Alpha Capri now on his own in 6th place, trying to catch up to these Benettons. The gap about, well, he's got Mr. Swift helping him. The gap still around 4 seconds. So lap number 57, Ajax leading from Jam and Bunnies. This group have not really changed position all that much. On board with Jordan, you can see he's got McLaren fully in his mirrors as they overtake Slenderfella on the inside. They go through turn 1 very calmly. Tyres of the medium shod Bunnies not looking as strong as those of the hards of Ajax and Jam. Jam on fully hards for this race. Ajax has a set of mediums to run, and Bunnies also has a set of mediums, so in terms of tyres they have an advantage, although tyres around here, we did see in qualifying the softs did seem to make an advantage. You saw the top 2 on the softs, but the whole field in qualifying was covered by half a second. So it's not a massive difference. As we now see the Benettons, they've got Gasman attached to the back of them. Gasman trying to help and use that slipstream, use that bump draft to help him catch up with Bondimus. The gap is about 4 seconds, but we've seen, if you're on your own, you're probably in the high 40s, low 41s. You could do 39s attached to someone. Gasman will be looking to get to Bondimus. Again, using the traffic to help you. This top three now, I think with 40 laps to go, this is possibly where our winner will come from. Unless there's a massive accident, which is possible. Gap between them and Rob on drums, it's quite big now. Rob on drums in fourth. Goes low, so Rob on drums pitting. So Rob on drums pitting, so the gap is about 19 seconds, and in they come on lap 60, so they're doing something different. So does Gasman. Gasman deciding to pit as well. He was following them in, so he is pitting. Tyres get changed. Little bit of fuel. And out he goes. Half a tank left for him. Is that similar to the Benettons? It does seem that way. Although Gasman's got into the middle and they've come out just behind the race leaders. So the race leaders have lapped up to 5th place. So Ajax, Jam and Bunnies. And then we've got Rob on drums a lap down now, but he has made an extra stop to the race leaders. And he's got Gasman trying to pull along now. Ben is on his own. Ben using his overtake to try and get onto the back of his teammate, but he's not close enough. The Benettons working so well together for 60 laps, and then the fuel stop, it's just gone a little bit wrong. Ben trying to get that slipstream. Rob on drums has got Gasman with him, and Gasman, I wonder if Gasman's making a move. No, Gasman's staying in that slipstream. Gasman sat behind and he's bump drafting. He's got a race with Bondimus to fight for. So he's using the Benetton to help him. Bailey on his own. He's got onto the back though of Bunnies. He'll be hoping to keep on this lead group for as long as he can. He's half a second up on what is his best, sector 1. He's having a nice time of it in the slipstream now. Jam going very high. Up ahead. Sets a 39.4. Bunny setting a 38.6. So that must have been using some overtake. Gasman then is helping Rob on drums. This is not helping Benetton though in terms of their fight. Yes, a half a second lost by Ben on the previous lap because he hasn't got a bump draft buddy. Rob on drums, I wonder if he's thinking, do I hold up, do I wait for my teammate, or do I just keep going with this? As in come the race leaders. So Jam in the pits, so does Ajax, so is Bunnies. They're all in. Alpha Capri then will retake the lead? I'd assume so. They're in the pits, they're getting fueled up. There's some fuel happening. Oh, Ajax. A bit further back. He's got the medium tyres on. Jam and Bunnies have jumped him in the pit stops. And they've got ahead, so they're ahead of Alpha Capri then. So Alpha Capri not gaining the race lead. So Bunny's now leading the race. And he runs wide. Jam now takes the lead. He's got a bump draft happening from a Lowy. As the Lowy goes low. So Jam taking the lead now. And can he use the help of a Lowy to bump away? Jam Bunny's first, with Aloe second on the road, but Aloe is not second in this race. Aloe down in ninth. Jam trying to pull away, using that Red Bull. Bunny's dropping back. But Ajax will get into the slipstream. Jam trying to pull off a second victory of the season. Knows this is quite crucial, as Ajax now is back ahead of Bunnies. Bunnies did a 40.1, 49.8. Jam did a 49.8 as well. As Aloe then goes low. So Jam will be thinking, no, Aloe, please, I need the bump. I needed the bump down this straight. And Aloe lets past Ajax and Bunnies. And that opportunity for Jam to run away has not happened. In fact, Ajax is going round the outside of Jam. So they're back as a group of three, with Aloe in there as well as four. That was possibility there for Jam, but it's gone. As quickly as it came, it disappeared again. Capri on his own in fourth. He's got Mr. Smith behind him trying to help along. It's just not happening, and well, here we go then. Bailey is in this group with Gasman. In fact, Gasman and Bailey are fighting for position. So Gasman has helped Rob on drums, and Rob on drums has helped Gasman get Bailey. Gasman is up into 11th place. They caught up Bailey, and now he's back onto the back of Rob on drums. So he's going to help Rob on drums. The gap between Rob on drums, well, it's the Punisher now, in fact, in 6th, because Ragemus and Ben. So we've got a group of 3 now for 6th place. Punisher going a little bit wide, letting the other drivers go. Punisher, in fact, going into the pits. So the Punisher is in. Ragemus in 6th place now. On the hards, he's got Ben helping him. What's the gap between them and Rob on drums? Well, it's now about 8 seconds. That last stop for Benetton was crucial. Bailey is back ahead of Gasman, though, as the Punisher will be coming out of the pits. Out comes the Punisher. He's all alone, although there are cars coming around his outside, and that was very, very fast. In fact, we might go on board and just see what that looks like from the Punisher's point of view. So he's coming out the pits 100 miles an hour. He's going a little bit slower, and then there's cars on his outside. That must have been Bondimus. It was. So Bondimus and Mr. Smith. Who is Bondimus catching? That must be Alpha Capri. Yes. Alpha Capri in 4th is in that group. We've got another car in the pits. That's Bailey now pitting. Out he comes. So he's in 13th place. Lost a bit of a gap to Mr. Smith. So he comes out turn 1. We go back to the front of the field. Got Jam leading once more in the Jordan. Jam leading, Ajax second, Bunny's third. They've just lapped a Lotus. Jam leading once more. Trying to pull away, possibly, although Ajax getting a nice bump from Bunny's. Bunny's trying to get up the inside of Jordan. No, not happening. As we see the Lotus. That must be Bondimus. No, it's not. It is DJ Lynch. He's trying to keep contact of the race leaders. The race leaders will be entering lap number 75. as we see gap to Bunnies and Alpha Capri. It's about 16 seconds. These three, nose to tail once more. Alpha Capri in fourth. This hasn't had a consistent driver. Rob on drums has got Gasman with him. Gasman going up the inside of him. Rob on drums maybe allowing the Ferrari driver just to let a bit of pass. They're working together then. Rangeman 6th, Ben 7th, Aloe 8th. Bondimus is not the Lotus that is behind Aloe. Punisher 10th on his own. He's ahead of Gasman. He's got Rob on drums just behind him. Bailey in 12th. 13th is Mr. Smith. 14th is Slender Fella. Tom is 15th. The front. There we have it. Ajax leading with Jam. On board with the race leader. Mr. Jordan in the mirrors. Two very bright yellow cars at the front of the field. As well as an orange McLaren. The Fernando Alonso retirement McLaren. Fernando Alonso currently driving for Aston Martin in Formula 1. Pop in the chat, say hello. Thank you for watching live here on this Bank Holiday Monday. Who do you have as your race winner right now? It's probably between these three. We've got a former champion, as well as a championship leader. Okay, Alpha Capri has a red light on his screen for his fuel. That won't be what he expected. He's got Bondimus as a bump draft buddy now. He tries to keep ahead of Rob on drums. The gap about 12 seconds. He's kind of in no man's land at the moment, Alpha Capri. But he's got a lot less fuel than anybody else. He's got soft tyres to run as well, so I think he's going for softs for the last maybe 20 laps, possibly. Rob on drums, using the overtake to get past Gaffman. Rageless and Ben working together. The sun's starting to get a little bit hazy as the sun starts to set here at Blue Moon Bay. These two are very close as well. They're working together. They've got themselves a good, comfortable gap between Aloe at 14 seconds. Jam and Ajax look like they're dropping Bunnies. Let's go on board with Bunnies in the McLaren. The McLaren driver is getting sparks from the driver ahead. He's not close, is he? 39.7, 39.7s, and a 40.1, so he's lost 4 tenths there. And that's been enough to lose the slipstream. He's on the overtake. The driver's ahead. Or has this become a group of two? .4 and a 40.2. Bunnies has lost contact. He's 8 tenths slower on the previous 2 laps. He lost half a second, and then suddenly we've got a group of 2 at the front of this race. Ajax and Jam pulling away from Bunnies. So lap number 80 and 81 crucial in this race. We've got 18 laps, including the one they're on. Alpha Capri on his own. It's about 15 seconds behind Bunnies. But now we've got a battle of 2 at the front. It could just happen. What happened to Bunnies? They just lost contact on lap 80. And as soon as that happened, he was in no man's land. Alpha Capri's got to stop. Alpha Capri's fuel is nowhere near that of his rivals. Ragemus has to stop as well. Ben does not. So Ragemus is going to drop down. I would expect to see the Alfa Romeo hitting either at the end of this lap or the next. He doesn't stop on this one. So he's going a bit longer. So a Lowy in 8th place. Bondamus in 9th. He's got Alpha Capri. So some drivers now have got some teammates. Is that the race lead group? No. No, that's Mr. Smith. He's got Slenderfella chasing him. So we've got a Jordan and a Renault battling for the lead, and we've got Jordan and Renault battling for 13th as Slenderfella goes for the move, gets the pass done with the thankful help of the Punisher. Punisher going up the inside. The driver in 10th. Going with Slenderfella. They're on lap 83. The race leaders are on lap 85. So they've just started lap 85. They got... That's Alpha Capri's pitted. Alpha Capri's pitted for fuel. He's got the soft tyres on. Ragemus has not stopped. We would expect him though to come in anytime soon with those hard tyres. He's keeping the inside line. Yes, he pits now. So Ragemus is in. The race leaders were just behind him. They cross the line now. Lap number 86, 15 to go. Here at Blue Moon Bay. It's been 100 laps. Bunnies is all alone, 40.5s compared to the 49.3, the 49.1 as well on lap number 84. So the drivers at the front are pushing now as they lap Ben. So Ben in 5th place has been lapped. Ben now gets into the slipstream. We've got Jam ahead. Group of 3. Who is coming out of the pits just ahead? That is that is Bondamus. So Bondamus having to make a stop late on. Fills up the fuel. As we have Mr. Smith and Slenderfella fighting fantastically behind the Punisher. Slenderfella again trying to get away with the help of the Punisher. He's going to got Mr. Smith tucked up behind him. Through turn 1 cleanly. Ooh, in the background. Is that a penalty, PT? No, no one's got damage, I don't think. Nobody has damage. So, Bunny's on his own. All alone. Quite a gap. Oh. Jam and Ajax. They've got Ben with them. So Jam in 2nd place. Forward for Jordan. Through turn 1. Bumping along. It was all race long. Dan has barely led any laps, but he's kept in that front group. between two. It was a group of 9 at the beginning of the race, then that became 7. Then we started losing them 6, 5, 4, 3, and now we're down to the final 2. We've got 11 laps, including the one that they're on. It is getting to crunch time here at Blue Moon Bay. The leaders are nose to tail and setting fast times. They've dropped Bunnies, who's in no man's land now. Mid-40s for him, 49.6. So Rob on drums is catching. He's got the help of Gasman, who is lapped. Ben has lost time to his teammate. 8 seconds the gap now. Alpha Capri in 6th, using those soft tyres, but you can see the softs do get worn out very, very quickly. The right front, not happy. Going through turn 1. Lowy and Ragemus then, nose to tail. So they'll be starting to think, right, what do? Do we play together? The gap is not close enough, it's about 18 seconds. The Punisher's 6 seconds behind. And the Punisher's got some help from Slenderfella and Mr. Smith. So there are a few battles happening in this race, but at the front is where the main focus is. Ajax and Jam going through once more. Lap number 92 for them. 8 laps for them to decide who becomes the winner of the Blue Moon 100. The 6th running of this race. Nobody's ever won it twice. Going to have a brand new winner once more. Ajax leading for Renault. Jam just behind. Fuel for Jam is a little bit more critical though for Ajax. So is this where the advantage falls? Have a look at the Aloe and Ragemus situation. So Ragemus has a little bit more overtake left than Aloe. Mr. Smith and some slow moving cars. That's Bailey. What's happened to Bailey? Bailey is on the inside apron. He lifts off, and the Punisher wanted to bump draft with him. So the Punisher wanted to bump draft. Bailey pulled out of it. So the Punisher lost out time there. Just from Bailey doing the right thing. Oh, that's very sparky. He's got a roadblock in front of him. Back at the front. 6 laps to go. Ajax and Jam still nose to tail. They're starting to slow up though. We're starting to see a little bit of gamesmanship between these two. They were doing 39.3s, 39.5s. They're now in the late 39s. So is the temptation to work together starting to fall to pieces? Jam on back of Ajax. Five to go here at Blue Moon Bay. It's all very, very close. We've got battles all through the field. First and second, 7th and 8th. And 12th and 13th. Although Slenderfella looks like he's pulled away from Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith has got Bailey more in trouble. We can see Rob on drums with his bump drafting buddy Gasman coming around the outside of them. Rob on drums currently in 4th place. This would be his best ever finish in an SNL race. Okay, the race leaders crossing the line once more. 4 laps to go. Ajax leading. Jam in second. They're in the 40s now, so they are in a very, very tight battle. Bailey saying in the chat, disappeared. That annoyed me. I was under a blue flag and he wanted to bump draft me. So Bailey was conceding the blue flag advantage, and the Punisher was thinking, well, I really want your bump. So Ajax there leading with 3 laps to go. They are Jam setting a faster time actually, so Jam going for a move around the outside. So Jam having a little look around the outside. No, thinks better of it. So we're starting to see these two playing around. We're going to stay with this battle because the lap is so short, and they're starting to play here. Ajax going low towards the apron as they cross the line. They've got 2 laps to decide who's going to win this Blue Moon 100. Ajax in first, Jam in second. A little bit of line difference. Jam having a little bit of a run. A possibility. Here he goes up the inside. Jam takes the lead here before turn number 2. And he goes wide. And Ajax goes past. Are they deciding? No, you go first. Is this a bit like a bicycle race at the velodrome, where you don't want to be the driver at the front? Ajax is on the overtake. Jam is not. Ajax trying to pull away as they go into the last lap. 100 of 100. Ajax and Jam nose to tail as they go towards turn number 1. Who gets the better exit? They're on the overtake, both of them now. They're both on the overtake. Bailey is just ahead. Ajax is in first. Jam in second. If we go on board with Jam, they've just set the purple lap times. They are going for it here at Blue Moon Bay. Here we go. As Ajax in first place, going round the outside. Jam trying to make a move, but nothing happening for that move. But they go side by side towards the end. They're both on the overtakers. They go side by side, and who's going to win it? It's Ajax. Ajax wins from Jam. Oh my word! Let's see how close that was. On board with Jam in the Jordan. He has a move. He's going for it on the outside. Now the inside, and the side-by-siders across the line, and oh my word, it was half a nose in it. Alpha Capri beats Ben. Ragemus is going to get ahead of Aloe. So Ragemus in 7th with Aloe. Can Aloe get past though? Can he do what Jam could not? As they go side by side, it doesn't look like he can. Ragemus will finish in 7th place. Well done to him. 3rd place was Bunnies. Rob on drums is going to finish in 4th place with his bump draft buddy. Alpha Capri 5th, 6th Ben, 7th Ragemus, 8th is Aloe, 10th Gasman, 11th. Oh. That's what happens with such a chaotic end. So the Punisher in 9th, Gasman 10th, 11th Bondimus, 12th Slenderfella, Mr. Smith in 13th, Bailey in 14th, and DJ Lynch will finish in 15th. What a finish here at Blue Moon Bay. Can't see him. There he is. The winner of Blue Moon Bay 100 by 0.013 of a second. It's the joint second closest race finish in SNL history. Ajax beating Jam to the line just on that last lap. 3rd was Bunnies, and with that result, finishing in 3rd place, he confirms himself as season number 10's champion. Well, congratulations to him. It has been a long time coming. The driver that seemed unbeatable in the first half of the season, he has been beaten more in the second half, but he has been getting those podiums consistently. He has had 10 podiums this season, and that consistency has seen him take his third Formula X championship. He's the only driver to win it more than once as well. So a third championship for Bunnies. Fourth, Rob on drums, his best ever finish in a Formula X race. Fantastic for the Porsche Cup champion from all that way back in Season 1, the first ever champion in SNL. Fifth, Alpha Capri, his best finish as well. So fifth place for the McLaren, a good result for McLaren. Third and fifth, that will help them in the team championship, because Ferrari haven't had the best of times. Ben in sixth place in the Benetton. Fourth and sixth for Benetton, good result for them too. Seventh, Regimus, just pipping Aloe in the Red Bull. The Punisher finished in ninth place, ahead of his teammate Gasman in 10th. 11th was Bondamus. 12th was Slenderfella. 13th was Mr. Smith. And 14th was Bailey. DJ Lynch, his first time in an SNL race, he did do a mistake with the refueling. He will be more up to speed, I'm sure, when we go to Suzuka for the final round of Formula X, season number 10, round 12 of this epic season. Fantastic racing all season long. Thank you, everybody that's been watching live. Thank you, everybody that has been in the chat. Join us next week for what should be spectacular. Yes, the Drivers' Championship is over, but the Team Championship, by my calculations, there's 25 points behind McLaren and Ferrari between them. That can change very quickly. It can rain at Suzuka. What will happen next week? Join us live when Formula X returns for the Season 10 finale. Thank you for watching.